guys, welcome back to the Rake. We have a very special guest this week. She is a not brand new, but a relatively new poker vlogger on the scene, and I'm very excited to have you in the YouTube space. Welcome, Tiffany Gambla.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I first kind of met you months ago. You slid into my DMs a little bit, and we just talked about poker and general stuff. And I think you messaged Jamie and me too. But yeah, just kind of give the people at home like a brief, like how did you get into vlogging? What made you want to start vlogging? How'd you get into poker? That kind of stuff.
Well, originally it started with it sounds crazy, but I used to look up vlogs online for like Las Vegas and Atlantic City, stuff like that, because I've always been into like videography and like capturing places I like. So I actually came across the Trooper, who was very like not like into like hands and stuff like that, but like he was always like, oh, I'm playing 1-2, this, that, and the other. I'm eating over here. This is where I live. I love Vegas. Here's the strip. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool style. And at the time, like I would go to Atlantic City, maybe twice a month or so. But I wasn't playing poker. I was like, playing blackjacks and slots and stuff like that. But I wasn't really big into the poker. But then I'm seeing this guy on YouTube making a living playing poker and vlogging. And I'm like, that's really intriguing, because like I've always loved like the casino. I love the atmosphere, the energy. So I was like, let me start, trying out poker, because that's literally like the only thing I never ever tried in the casino. I literally tried every single game, food place, like whatever. But so I dove into like online learning, like one of those training sites. I think it was like Red Chip Poker. It was like $5. I was like, let me give this a shot. I signed up for Poker Stars. I was playing on there, like not even real money, just trying to like figure it out on my lunch break during work. And then eventually I was like, this is kind of cool. Maybe I could, take it more seriously once I'm done planning my wedding. So once we were done planning the wedding, I looked to my husband. I'm like, look, you're just as big as a gambler as I am. Let's try this poker. Let's grind it out. Let's see if we could do this, And he was just like, all right, sure, why not? But I was definitely like first the more serious one. But then he saw how serious I was, and then I reached out to you guys. I was like, okay, I'm done playing online. I'm ready to go see the people, but like I'm so scared. Every time I walk by, there's like two women. One's like 80, and the other one like, I don't know, she's a dealer. So I'm not sure if this is for me. So you guys were like, oh, try 1-2, buy in for $100, try micro stakes. I'm like, all right. And I remember sitting down like the first time, and I was just like shaking like so much, like knocking the chips over, like not doing like, oh, it's my turn. Like when I knew it was my turn, but like I was so nervous. But literally the first tournament I ever played, I played in Bally's, which you can't even play at now, unfortunately. But I was actually chip leader for like basically the whole game until the very end. The game went so long. They chopped at like 1:30 in the morning. It was like a $65 tournament, and I was supposed to get paid like $549, but we chopped. I was in third place. I got 800 somehow. I'm like, I don't even know how this works, but I don't care. I'm gonna take it. And then basically ever since then, I've been hooked. I've been trying to play cash and tournaments. And that was in like January, and it all ended obviously in March. And now they're opening tomorrow. Borgata's opening poker room tomorrow. So it's like,
Dude, that's awesome. We talk about that a lot, about how there's a really high barrier to entry for people to start poker, and then you add in being a woman and feeling uncomfortable and knowing that you're going to look weird and that there aren't that many women playing, and it becomes like a really high barrier to entry. And that's so cool. You just kind of gave people a roadmap of how to get over it. So just practice online, don't take a lot of risk with your money. Make sure you know how the game works before you sit down, and then you're still nervous, but you got over it. Right. Is that, I don't know, do you think that that's the best way to handle it, or would you have changed anything else if you were trying to enter poker today?
No, I think it was a pretty good approach. I wish honestly that I played more before like COVID, of course. Like I only played like 2 tournaments, one at Bally's and then one at Trop, and then I played Harris Cash for a little bit, and then after that it was basically over. But yeah, like honestly, the way I started, I was so pumped up. Like my husband, like he he like busted, I think, in like level 2 or level 3 or something like that. He's like, I'm going to bed. Like, he was so mad. And then I woke him up at like 1:30. I'm like, I won. It was so funny. But yeah, like, that was, COVID is such a killer for me, because like I was like really ready to start my journey. I started my Instagram. I'm like, this is going to be my new thing. Da, 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 da. It's like, ah. So that kind of like threw a wrench into it. But at least I was like, just like thinking about how like Las Vegas is, there's all these vloggers that literally just vlog Las Vegas. And I'm like, there's absolutely nobody just vlogging Atlantic City. And I'm like, maybe obviously it's a smaller tourist destination or whatever, but like, I love it. Like, I grew up going there, my family likes to go there, used to go there all the time. So yeah, I figured maybe I'll try this instead of poker, since this is all I really got right now. And I already started a channel.
You made me homesick. That's a good, it's a vote of confidence for your channel when you can make someone homesick for New Jersey.
Yeah, especially right now. Definitely. Yeah. That's awesome.
So initially you started vlogging poker, and then when COVID hit, most of us vloggers kind of just like stopped making videos, but you just kind of pivoted and like started just doing more just like lifestyle stuff. And I love how your husband just gets in there and is a good like, like a good vlog husband. How has your audience reacted? Like, have you seen a shift, and did people like that more, do you find, or do they miss the poker stuff?
I definitely noticed, like, in the comments, people are like, oh, what about poker? Like, oh, go to Maryland's, like, encouragement to like go to other poker rooms and stuff. And I was kind of like, yeah, I want to do that. But like, I kind of like the fact that since like we already gambled in Atlantic City, we didn't have to pay for accommodations. The food was like comped, everything was cheap. So it was kind of like, why do I want to like go over here and spend $300 on a room? Because I'm working a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday at the time. So I'm like, I can't really just, do that. And then I lost my job. So I was like even more stingy at that point. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started playing online more. And then I was thinking like, maybe I could vlog online poker, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just not the same, like even playing it, I just like, it's not the same kind of passion you feel when you play like live. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so excited that it's actually like back this week. I can't believe it, because I really feel like I'm missing so much. And I've gotten so many like DMs and stuff like, you need to go to Borgata Wednesday. Oh my God, make a vlog. And I had some, like, all these people, like, I didn't even know watch my vlog, were like hitting me up, like, you have to make a vlog. I'm like, oh, okay. So there are people still watching. That's pretty cool. But like, I definitely felt the void for sure. And I guess other people felt it too, apparently.
Sure. I think I've definitely looked more, I'm in Vegas and I was watching your vlog of you actually enjoying Vegas, where I'm kind of just sitting around, I'm studying and playing online, and I got a puppy, so I'm like, fine, I'm not complaining, but I'm not enjoying it the way that I would be if I like came here as a tourist, because a lot of the stuff is shut down and there is risk and all that. But I'm watching your vlog and I was like, oh God, this like looks so nice, and you made me want to go play live poker, which I'm telling you, I'm raving now. Rave reviews for someone who can make me miss New Jersey and live poker. So you're doing something right with these vlogs.
So much. Yeah, I love editing and videography. I've been like, since like 8th grade, I've actually been doing like videography classes and photography classes, but like I never knew like, what do I put this into? Like, what am I doing? Like, I never knew. And then I'm just like, well, go to Atlantic City a lot, so maybe put those two together. But hoping I could get to like 1,000 subs soon, so I could like go live and like really grow my audience and stuff like that. But I'm at like,
tell it's authentic. I think that's something like Marle and I talk about this a lot when you're creating content, that one of the biggest things is just be authentic, and then you'll get an authentic audience who likes you. You don't have to act or anything. So you pick things that you love doing, and it definitely shows. Like, you enjoy videography and you enjoy gambling and like the boardwalk and the atmosphere and everything. And I feel like, maybe that takes some pressure off you. Do you feel like it takes some pressure off you that you're just enjoying the process? So, if it takes a while to get subs, it's not a big deal.
For sure. Yeah. It's definitely like a little passion of mine. It's not like, oh my God, like I need to do this. Like, I mean, I'm definitely like slacking off. I won't even lie. Cause I'll go to AC like on the weekend. I'm like, I should be editing my vlog from like a month ago, but I'm going to go enjoy myself and I'm going to go record more. And like, so it's definitely like, I need to find a balance. Basically, I need to find a schedule where I'm like, okay, I'm going to take 5 hours of this, because it takes so long to make a vlog. And like, I don't know, like I was really inspired by Johnny Vibes, his vlogs are so like, oh my God, so nice. Like the footage and everything. I was so inspired by that. I'm like, I want mine to be like on that level. But to get to that level all the time and the editing and like getting the right shot and the right equipment, it's like, it's so much. I had no idea, but I'm still loving the process. I just wish it was like a quicker process for me because I'm still new. So it takes so long, but I guess in time I'll get faster at it.
I feel like, did you have this, like when I first started, like I thought I needed all the fancy equipment and I kind of got bogged down in all that stuff. And then I kind of realized now that, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just me because I actually hate editing and I hate all that stuff. Like, that's like my least favorite part of it. So maybe it's just me being like, I don't edit. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I mean, editing, yeah, it's definitely a pain. Like, I hate sitting there, like, watching the same clip, like, 3 times. I'm like, all
so
right.
tedious to me.
Yeah, it is. And then, like, finding music and everything like that. Or, like, if I get a good shot and then I'm like, oh, with the camera, and I'm like, oh, man, that would have been so nice. And I'm, like, trying to figure out a way to make it work. It's definitely tedious. But once you get that end product, it's just like, oh, my God, it was worth it. And then you see the comments and everybody's like, wow, you made the bathroom look nice. How do you make a bathroom look? I'm like, I don't know. Like that, like it touches you, you feel so good about that. Like, so yeah, I guess it's worth it, but yeah, I definitely relate to that.
Yeah. Is your target audience mostly people who have 9-to-5s who are just like dreaming of taking a little trip to AC or Vegas and like having a little vacation from their work?
I guess it is now. I mean, originally I wanted to I made that channel to like meet guys, guys like girls like you know what I mean? Like, and more people like my age and like people in the poker community that could help me like maybe just learn. Cause I remember talking to Veronica and she was saying like, oh, you need like friends in the poker community to get better. And like, none of my friends play poker. None of Pete's friends play poker. So we're just kind of like, well, who do we bounce this stuff off of? And like a coach is really expensive. So and I was hoping once I started the vlogs, I'd be able to go to the poker room in Atlantic City and be like, hey, check out my vlogs. And they'd be like, oh, I saw them here. You should do this next time or this, that, and the other. So I'm like, all right. But since, COVID, that basically cut my whole connection off with the poker live community. So I was kind of hoping to meet people online that way and eventually, meet up with them or, things like that. But
yeah, I'm really curious. You said you watched The Trooper and stuff. It's like, obviously there's like always a lot of talk in poker about how to grow the game and what attracts people or repels people from wanting to play. So like, what do you think that poker players are doing wrong? That's in content or just in anything that is like hurting us and helping us?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess as a noob, when you take like someone like Brad Owen, who's just like very hand oriented, this, that, and the other, and then you take somebody like Trooper, who's like not hand oriented at all, and is just like, look at this, look at that. I get like torn. I'm like, should I be doing like more of that type of vlog? Should I be like studying, hands? And then like I listen to you guys, you got like the PLO or whatever, all the solvers or whatever, and I'm just like I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm not sure like what direction I'm supposed to go. Cause like, there's so many different directions you could go with like poker and like you guys said, like, oh, you could do content creation on top and it's like a bonus almost. Sometimes it's even better than actual poker, which is cool. And that's what kind of inspired me to like, maybe I'll just, do more vlogs now since I can't do poker anyway, but like somehow, get that community in here eventually.
Yeah, I think it's cool just to like follow your journey. So let's say that you get into poker and you get really good at it, and then all of a sudden you feel like you have some value to provide the community by just saying, hey, I played this hand this way, and like whatever. You could include strategy, but don't do it if you're not comfortable. Like if you're comfortable right now being like, this is my trip to AC and like here's where we ate and this is the hotel we stayed in and look at this suite and all that and whatever, and like that's what's interesting to you right now, then that's valuable to show people. But let's say in a year you're like this sick poker player, you study for a whole year, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm comfortable enough to talk about the way I played a hand, and like maybe you'll get both audiences then? You're saying you're torn between like the fun guy and the strategy guy, and maybe you could be someone who combines both at some point.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I never thought of that. That'd be like amazing. I did take one attempt, like the last tournament I played at Trop, I did attempt to do like hand analysis in my vlog, and like I got the graphics right, which was really like that was like the scariest thing for me. But then like I look back on it, I'm like, oh, I made a set. Oh, I made a set. Oh, I made a set. I'm like, this is really not that exciting. I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, so I don't know how Brad Owen makes it so much more exciting. I guess he gets more than sets, but I just
I think that's an awesome tool though, to go back and actually like analyze how your tournament went. When I first started playing, I thought if I won, I must have done everything right. And if I lost, I must have been so stupid and I just screwed it up and I punted. But you're actually going back to see hands you played and talk about it. And you can realize like, oh, wow, I got really lucky and won this tournament. And then there's another one where you maybe are chip leader, you play a hand great and lose. Like, I think that's effective when you're starting to play poker, just to have to actually analyze what's going on in the game. Like, you might have figured something out. This might be the new way to be a poker player. That you have brutal honesty right from the start, where you're like reviewing the hands and actually having to think about it.
True. Yeah, I mean, it was weird because like the people like I was talking, I mean, I was definitely doing like the whole, not the Jeff Bosey thing, like, you know, white, Caucasian, male, 36, whatever. Like, I'm like, there was this old guy. I think he was bluffing. Yeah, he was bluffing. Like, I don't know, like, what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I feel like so new compared to, like, you know, Brad Owen, Andrew Neeme, and all them. They're just like, you know, bang, bang, bang. Yeah, this is what I did. And chips.
Hopefully the comment section will be nice to you, because you just seem like you're honest, like you're not trying to bullshit, like you have the game figured out. Marle and I talk about this stuff all the time, that there are very different comments on YouTube based on the way you present yourself, and also just things that are immutable. Like, I'm a female. If I make a video, someone's going to be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about and whatever. You'll get that. But I'm wondering if your honesty about being new to the game and like trying it out and like you love gambling and whatever, maybe they'll go easy on you in the comment section when you start getting more heavily involved in poker and you have some strategy to talk about. What do you think, Marle?
Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like, especially on YouTube, the scum is just going to scum. I mean, I actually have never looked at your comments. Are they awful, or are they like reasonable?
They're pretty okay. I mean, I have like a few here and there, like, what do you do for a living? Or like, you know, like,
Yeah.
like that, like, how are you spending all these people's money? I mean, I'm like, I'm not spending anyone's money. Like, it's my money. Is that okay? Like, that's like the worst it's gotten, though. It hasn't been like, oh my God, you suck, or, you know, anything. Like, I think one person wrote like, your camera sucks, your videos are shaky. But like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, I guess it is, you know, it wasn't like mean, but, you know, you felt bad. So I was like, all right, I got to get, you know, stabilizer or something. Like, that kind of helped. But no, nothing like I want to go in the corner and cry or anything like that. So thank God.
I think maybe it's good that you have your husband in there too, because for me, like, even now, I don't even read my private DMs really on Twitter or on Instagram, because I like, it always starts off nice even sometimes. And then it just like, they always like try to get in there with like, oh, but next time I'm in Vegas, can I do this? And that's why I remember when you messaged me, you know, and like, it's different when it's a girl and you can just tell it's sincere, but like, I don't know. Those are always the messages that don't messages that I like answer, because it's like, okay, this person's like serious and like sincere and nice. And it's just so hard with, you know, there's an app coming out where like, it's like an Invader or something where, you know, your fans can like pay a monthly subscription to have access to you, like ask you hands or whatever. It's like a training.
Well, yeah, it's called OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Did you try that, Marle? I thought you did.
Yeah, it's like OnlyFans for poker. But I was like, there's no, I mean, and I was just sent it like, you know, like a spam email, but I was like, there's no way I could do this, because like, it would just be guys being creepy. Like, no one's, you know what I mean? I don't know. This is like kind of this barrier with, I don't know, with women in poker in terms of like coaching or like, Andrew and Brad will like go on meetup games and like stay at the houses of random guys that play the game, or like get like Johnny Bob's gets rides from guys, or like meets them in the airport. It's like I could never do that. You know what I mean?
you could do that, but you could only do that one time, and then you'd be a Forensic Files episode.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. But what was I gonna say? So, what do your friends and family think about you doing this?
Okay, well, my friends obviously are very supportive of it. I don't think my parents know about it. I never told them about it.
Wow.
What?
They're all the way up in like, they're like 3 hours away from me, and they honestly don't really like gambling because, okay, it's funny because my grandfather and my grandma, like my grandfather was a big, big poker player. Every weekend was at the Taj. Like everyone knew him there. Like he played literally till like he couldn't see the cards anymore, like till he was like 95. And then my grandma's over here, like playing the slots, playing video poker. So it's like both of my parents were both like very anti-gambling or whatever. So I never really told them about the vlog. I hear them drop hints here and there that they know about my vlog, but like we just never, it's kind of like we just don't talk about it. But my brothers know about it. They think it's pretty cool. They're like, wow, I didn't know you could actually like do that. That's pretty good. And then, my friends are very supportive. They're always like, oh, you should put this in the vlog. You should do this. You need to make t-shirts. You need to make business cards. They're all like very, very supportive. But like, I've never like actually sat down with my mom and dad like, yeah, I got a vlog about gambling. I know you love that. So
we interrupt this podcast with an important message from our sponsors at Run It Once. Start playing on Run It Once Poker today, where you can join the battle for over 12,500 euro in total cash prizes as part of our popular leaderboard program. This week, we're running 3 No Limit Hold'em leaderboards and 4 Pot Limit Omaha leaderboards featuring a variety of different stakes, with a total of 185 finishing spots winning cash prizes. For full details, head to once.run/boards. And if you want to maximize your chances of snagging a top spot on one of those boards, head on over to Run It Once Training, where you'll find the largest library of high-quality poker training content on the web, with 2 new videos posted daily, produced by an impressive stable of some of the greatest minds in the game, including Run It Once founder Phil Galfond. Sign up today at once.run/learn, and you'll get free access to 3 of our elite level videos. And now, back to the pod.
Oh, one question that I was thinking about, because when I first started playing and traveling more, little things would come to me that I didn't know about. Like when I'd go travel, I didn't know about the like you tip the bell desk and you get a sweet room thing. That took me like years. I read a book called Heads in Beds, and it was about that, like a guy who'd worked in the hotel industry for whatever his whole life, and he had all these little tips for like how to get really good service at places and like who you need to grease to get the really nice room. Do you have any tips like that? Because you've done a fair amount of traveling and vlogging. Do you get perks for featuring hotels in vlogs or anything like that? Or is there anything you could give like the average person that can help them when they take a trip?
Oh, I haven't gotten like, a sponsored room because they know me, but we're going to get there. But one day, but I could definitely say if you stay at anywhere like in Atlantic City, you can give the front desk person, it's called the sandwich trick. You put $20 bill in between your license and the credit card and you hand it to them and you say, hey, are there any complimentary upgrades? And they usually like, and after a while, like since we do like frequent the same, like we stay at Caesars a lot and Bally's a lot, we have like our people, like they're not our hosts, but like they're the people at the front desk that like, oh, I know you guys, like here, let me show you, we got this room. Like last weekend we were in Caesars and we got a room with a sauna in it. I didn't even know they had, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it was only $20. And I'm like, okay. And it was a comp room. And so like, it was great. Like, I mean, and the other thing is I know we're not supposed to do this, but we play on the same card. So obviously all our play is like, it looks, insane, I guess. So, they give us like the free rooms on the weekends, which is great. Cause apparently it's hard to get free rooms on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So yeah,
awesome.
the $20 trick definitely works. Yeah, it's great.
Anybody in the comments, if you do the $20 trick and it works, comment on it, because we have to say a thank you to Tiffany Gambla, because I didn't know that. I'm all awkward and I'll like slip the bill. I'm just like, here's money.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like it's it's gotten to the point like when we go up to the front desk and like sometimes you could tell the person's like new, like if our person that we usually go to isn't there, we'll try someone else. They'll like fumble it and like drop it all over the place. They're like, oh, like they've never gotten a tip before. I'm like, okay, like, and sometimes it just doesn't even work out. And then there's some people that will even take, like, because of COVID now, they're like, oh, I can't touch your card. I can't take this tip. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just wait for the girl over there. That's definitely going to help me out then. That's fine. Like, I'm literally trying to check in with somebody and then like, no, okay. And I'll just go over there. It's so messed up. Now I feel bad, but
Yeah, for that person, you're like, can I tip you in Bitcoin? Like, you don't want to touch anything. Like,
exactly.
great.
Venmo.
How is it in general in New Jersey in the casino? Like, do they have a lot of COVID precautions, or are they super strict with it, or what?
So it's weird. Like some of the casinos are like really, really good. Like you walk in, they got the thermal camera. Like in Hard Rock, I noticed this and this like freaked me out. I was walking in and like I could see literally my bra in the camera, and I'm like, so I'm walking in like this. Like, what the hell? Like, what is that? And then you go to like Bally's or Caesars or whatever, there's no camera, there's nothing. They're just like somebody sitting there, like looking like they're about to fall asleep. And they're just like, oh, do you have any of these symptoms? They have like a big sign. Do you have any of these symptoms? You're like, no, I'm good. Okay. And that's the check. So it's like, and then there's like people walking around with like no mask, like down here. And then there's like people sitting at the plexiglass tables. Like last week we were playing blackjack at Caesars, and there was this one guy who had like his mask down here. He was clearly like belligerent. He literally had like 3 drinks in front of him, and the lady, the pit boss, is like yelling out like, put your mask up. And he's like, okay. And he's like trying to, and the thing's like just falling off. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like a shit show. I don't even know like what to do. So yeah, it's really like all over the place. And then at Borgata, when you walk in, there's like, they make you stand there, and there's like some thermal camera, like who the hell knows where, like you don't even know where it is. You just stand there and they're like, okay, you're good. It was just like some imaginary thing happened. And then you walk, and then you see some guy like with a monitor, and you're just like, was that it? Like, how'd you get me all the way back here? That was crazy. So it's like, it's very different every casino. So
yeah. Kind of creepy.
It is, yeah, especially the bra thing. I don't know.
Yeah. There was a great video circulating on Twitter. This was maybe 5 months ago when the pandemic first started, where in Vegas they had a rule where like you had to wear your mask no matter what. There was no, like in certain casinos, there was no, if you're taking a drink, you could take it off. If you're smoking, you could take it off. So there was a guy who just like had a cigar hanging out of the mask, and you just see a smoke cloud like over his face. And I'm like, it is just so, that has to taste so gross inside that mask, that poor guy.
Oh. Do they have smoking in casinos in Vegas? Do you know?
Yeah.
Some of them, but that was one thing. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I always felt gross, like playing a long session, and I'd leave and I'd smell my hair and I'd be like, ugh, it smells like my hair has been smoking cigars. So if they do away with smoking in the casinos because of this, I will be the happiest person.
Yeah, definitely. You can't smoke anything like vapes or anything in the casinos here. It was funny because like the governor, when he opened the casinos, he's like, yeah, you could smoke on the floor. And like literally 10 minutes like after they open, he's like, never mind, no you can't. Like it was like, wait, what just happened? Like, so I don't know how that, I wasn't there when it happened, but like I just saw all the tweets on Twitter or whatever. I was just like, oh my God, what an idiot. Like, how are you gonna say, yeah, you can do that? And but in some of the places, like if you have a drink or whatever, they'll be like, oh, put your mask up when you're not drinking. But like some places, they don't care. They'll just let you leave it down as long as you have a drink. But it's like as soon as you get up and you walk around, they're like, no, you can't do that. It's like, okay, because the virus, it's only, up here. It's not down here. But okay, I got it. No problem. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy now.
There's been crazy stuff in Vegas too. I think you might have missed it, but your last vlog that I watched was a month ago. You'd taken like your anniversary in Vegas. Was it a month ago? And like you miss the craziness. The last 2 weeks, there's just violence everywhere. Like the local news is absolutely insane. They're speculating that because the room rates are so low, that it attracted a different crowd of people. But everyone is just nuts. I was like, is it because people have been cooped up? There's been shootings like every couple of days on the Strip. They started to have metal detectors on Fremont Street, and then in certain casinos, like you can't get in without going through one. And it's just wild. I don't know if the virus is making people insane, if like being stuck at home has made these people crazy, but I'm wondering how many of these weird protocols they have are going to stick after the pandemic is over. Are we just going to like have to show our bras as we walk into the casinos like, through a heat lamp with a metal detector? Like, what is happening?
And yeah, I mean, like it sounds bad, but like Atlantic City has always had shootings. But like I saw, like, but it's not.
True.
But it's not like outside the casino, like, you know what I mean? I saw the one in Planet Hollywood or whatever. That was crazy. And then, yeah, I don't know. The other thing I notice now in Vegas is people are renting those scooters. Like it's like going out of style or something. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like there's literally
scooter gangs. They had to like police the scooter gangs. They were like driving down Las Vegas Boulevard in like a pack of 10. What is it? Like a school of scooters? What are we going to call them? But it's so weird. That's why I think people are just in general losing it from all the stuff that's going on, and it's expressing itself in very, very odd ways in Vegas.
For sure. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. And now it's like starting to happen in AC. Like I'm starting to see like more scooters. I'm like, no, here too. Like you go out in the hallway and there's just like 4 scooters, because I guess you can't put them in your hotel room or whatever. And they're just like sitting there. And like we were there with our friends last weekend, and they're like people are leaving the keys in. They're just like, hey, let me just try out the scooter. It's just like,
that's awesome. You can just is that like Grand Theft Auto or not? Because it's probably worth only like $1,000. Like if you jack a scooter, that would be awesome. That should be your next vlog of you riding around on a hot scooter.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
But you should do Fleetwood Mac Dreams.
You have the Ocean Sprite. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely. No, it's so funny. You go like into the parking garage now, and you'll literally, instead of seeing cars, you'll see like 4 scooters, 5 scooters in a spot, and you're just like, man, that was a really good spot. This sucks. Like, who's doing this? Like, they must be from Vegas.
So weird.
Is.
So back to poker. We do this all the time. Our tangents just wild. But back to poker. So Borgata's opening up this week. What's your plan? Are you just going to be there perfect attendance after work, or are there tournaments? What's going on?
There's no tournaments, which is like my favorite thing. Cash, obviously I'm going to try that out. They open tomorrow, Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm going Saturday because Pete has to work, so we can't go. I honestly would go, but I don't want to like go without him, because I know he'll feel some type of FOMO. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait for you. We're going to go bright and early Saturday. We're not even going to check in. We're just going to go straight to the Borgata. We're going to play for as long as we can. Then we're going to go check in at Caesars. So we're going to go back to Borgata and basically play as much as we can, because we are both like so eager. I'm literally like looking at the rooms already. I'm like, should I just go? Should I just say like I'm going to my mom's house or something? Like, but I can't do it. I don't want to. You
can just be the sneaky girlfriend. Like I have somehow been in a relationship for 7 years, despite being the person who like watches the series as the other person sleeps. Like we were watching Breaking Bad and he went to sleep and I watched like 4 episodes. And then the next day we just fire him up again. I'm like, I wonder what happens. So you could always do that if you're a good liar. Like it's just a bluff. It's no big deal.
Right. You're right. I got to get better at that. Better live reads. Yeah, you're right.
Do you guys talk hands and stuff, or do you guys fight about hands?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, stop telling me about your bad beats. Stop. Like all the time. Oh my God. Cause like we'll have home games, since we obviously couldn't go for so long. We would get home games together with our friends. And, after like one of us is out, because we'll do tournaments. And then once we do tournaments, like once enough people are out, we start a cash table over there. And like we got 2 things going on. But yeah, I'm never really going over my hands with him, because he's always talking about his hands.
Nice.
And It's fine. I'm always encouraging him to like study more too, because like he seems to really like it, and I definitely like studied a lot more than he has, because I would literally go in the break room every day at work, and I would just for an hour, like I'd never leave. I'd just make my salad, and I would just be writing my notes down, going over hands, and so I don't know. Like I don't feel like I don't want to say it like badly, but like I don't know if the feedback he'd give me would be like worth it, because like I know more poker than he does. So it's kind of like, you know, so he's always telling me, and I'm just like, yeah, I heard this one already. I'm like, gosh, yeah.
This is great. This is so the opposite of what you usually hear. And what's sick is, let's say that you are obsessed with this still in a few years, you get really, really good and you win a tournament. They're going to be like, her boyfriend probably finished that tournament for her online. And you're going to be like, he doesn't even know how to play.
So true. Yeah, it is. It's like so opposite. It's so funny. It's crazy to think though, because it's like, you know, I got basically all his friends into poker. Like they never even really played it before. I'm like, I'm going to go get a good chip set, since we don't know when the games are going to open up again. And then like it turned into like a weekend, every single weekend type of thing. Now his like little cousin who's like 14 or 15 is like, I want to learn. I'm playing on my phone. Like, you know, and then we just like take his money. But, you know, it's fine. Like he's learning at a young age. He's going to be such a degenerate. It's great.
No, I think what you're doing is so good for poker, and I think that we need more people that are authentic, you know what I mean, and just are kind of enjoying the game. You can tell you really love it, so you know.
Yeah, definitely.
We're happy.
I gotta say,
we're happy.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this. But let's all at the count of 3 say something. Go ahead.
The 3 did. I wasn't ready. Okay.
No, go ahead. Whatever you were saying is better than what I was.
I was gonna say, Ryan DePaulo is like awesome. He was like definitely one of the biggest, like, because he's so down to earth. I mean, you guys obviously interviewed him. I thought that was like one of the funniest interviews, because he's like always the same person no matter what. I've never like run into him or anything like that in Atlantic City. I wish I did, but like he's part of like what inspired me too, because I was like, because he literally came onto the scene and the YouTube scene, like he was just like vlogging random like slots and being like goofy as hell and putting in random clips and stuff from like things on the news, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, this is awesome. Okay. But then like I saw him like progress, and now he's got a freaking bracelet. I'm like, oh my God, talk about a success story from Atlantic City. Holy crap. Like, way to put the bar high, dude.
I think he also made like, I think I would vote him the best quote from our pods ever, when we were talking about people exchanging sex for buy-ins or whatever. And he's like, listen, like if I was good at it and I enjoyed it, I would also give blowjobs for money. And he's like, I'm not going to play the micros.
He had he had some great one-liners when we had him on.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I know he got, like, banned for filming in, like, the Borgata, so, like, that's the one thing I'm, like, worried about. That's the only thing I'm worried about, because, like, in Vegas, it seems like you could just go and film whatever you want, but, like, AC, they're, like, all over you. It's kind of scary, so, like, that's the one thing I am worried about. I gotta get, like, one of those inconspicuous cameras where it's, like, you know, my Google glasses.
Do they have the rule? Like, do they have rules up, or do you have to, like, ask permission, or are you just kind of gambling with it, and, like, you just have to try not to get in trouble?
Yeah, basically you're taking a gamble. I mean, I've had like just even not even like playing, just walking down like between like the craps tables and the security guard like, turn your camera off, ma'am. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know.
You can just claim now, you're like, listen, it's a COVID detector and I'm just trying to, it's like, this guy seems a little too warm. I'm going to just stay away.
Exactly. I'm going to try that next time. Yeah. But I don't want it, whatever happened to, like, Ryan got banned for, I think, like a year or something. I don't even know, like, from Borgata. And it's like, oh, this is the one place I want to go. It's crazy. Actually, my birthday is the end of March, and I had really nice room booked. I was like, I'm going to play poker all weekend at the Borgata. And then, like, I get the email. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. So, shattered dreams. So I'm like, oh, I've been waiting so long for this weekend to just come already. It's crazy.
Maybe it's better. You've gotten to like savor your win a lot longer than most people do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like every time I do well in a tournament, I'm like, I'm gonna get back out there and play another tournament, and then I'm like, oh yes, this is how it goes. Like you just lose in level 1 or something. But you've got to like sit on this victory and feel great about poker and study and learn and not like give the money back. This could actually have been good for you, you know? Like you're probably a much better player than you were even 6 months ago if you've been at home chilling and reading.
Yeah, definitely that, and beating all his friends and whatnot. It's awesome.
Great.
I can't wait to get back into it. I don't know when they're going to have tournaments return, though. That's the only thing. I know Vegas has tournaments, which is great, but like the buy-ins are like, $150, and I'm used to like a $65 buy-in. So I'm like, oh, this is some serious stuff that I have to actually try. Oh my God, but it's fine. I'm going to Vegas in November too. So I plan to like try the tournaments out there if I can't get them by then. Well, that's pretty soon. It's already the end of October.
Do you think you're going to lose your love for other kinds of gambling? Like let's say you get really good at poker and you realize there's a skill edge and you can make money, and then is it hard, do you think it's going to be hard to put $20 into a slot machine where it's just like negative edge?
For sure. Honestly, I already feel that honestly. Like even when I'm putting $20 in a slot machine now, I'm like, I feel better about putting this in a video poker slot machine than a regular slot machine. But like, but yeah, definitely. I'm like saving all my money. I mean, even on Poker Stars, like I was doing pretty good in the tournaments, like very small tournaments, but like I would place pretty good, like at least between like I've only gotten into like second place. Like that's the highest I've ever gotten, but like I've never gotten anything below like 14th place. So like I know like I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm doing. It's just, I don't know. I think my nerves get to me like in live poker. Like it's so much more intimidating, but we'll see how it goes.
It is, man. So yeah, I know you're going to be in Vegas coming up and then Florida after that, probably going to play some poker down there. So,
Yeah, definitely. I want to hit up Seminole, Hollywood, Hard Rock. I was trying to go there. We were going to go there originally for our 1-year anniversary, but they weren't allowing people from New Jersey in Florida at the time because of COVID. Like literally like canceled my reservation just like Borgata did. It's fine. But, we're like, oh, we'll just go to Vegas. This is cool. And Vegas was fun. I mean, it was good. It was better than New Jersey. Like at least you guys had indoor dining there. But like here, we just got indoor dining, I think, like in September, which was like, and it's only at 25%. And it's like a shit show. Like you go to AC, you want to eat at like a decent place, you got to book at least a week or two in advance to just get a dinner, which is crazy.
I have a tip for you. Have you ever been to Chef Vola?
No, that's that like that basement one, right?
Yes, it's like you feel like you're eating in some like Italian grandma's basement. That's a place where tips definitely work. If you do your sandwich trick, you might have to give more than 20 though. That place is like booked forever, but I bet they're serving people in their basement.
Try that out. Yeah, no, that's definitely on my list. I've seen it and I'm like, I don't even know where it is. Is it near the boardwalk or?
Yeah, like it's pretty close to like all the casinos and stuff like that. You could look it up though, but that's like that place, they wouldn't let me order a chicken parm. Like I have a palate of like a 10-year-old kid. So I was like, oh, I'll have the chicken parm. The waiter's like, no, you won't. I'm like, excuse me, I waited a month for this reservation and tipped $50 and I can't get a chicken parm. And they're like, no, that's like too basic. And they just like brought me out something else. There's this huge like sausage and everything. It was just like an amazing meal. But also as a waiter, he gambled so hard. What if I ate it and I was like, well, this sucks. Like, there goes your tip, right? But instead, he's like, no, you're not getting a chicken parm. We won't make that for you. It's like, holy shit.
I'm scared now because I'm kind of like that too. I love chicken parm. Damn.
Yeah. Place is great though. You can't go wrong. It's like rave reviews from everyone. I wonder if that, like, if they're only at 25% capacity, you might be waiting 2 years for a meal there.
Yeah, isn't it like really small? There's probably only like 3 tables.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah. Great. There's this one place we have that's really tiny. It's called Gilchrist. I don't know if you ever went to it. It's on Brigantine, like I guess on the water. There's like, I don't know. But yeah, the thing is probably just as big as the basement. It's just so small. Mm-hmm. You have to wait like 2 hours just to get some pancakes, but like they take cash only. Like there's such like an old school business. I love it. Like, but yeah, the wait sucks now at the 25%, but
Yeah.
You know, it's a staple kind of though. So
Yeah, I miss that. I like you have made me very homesick because there's also Ernst. I think it was like Ernst and Young or Ernst Brothers, something like that on Brigantine. I used to live there, and they were featured on some fancy cooking show. And I used to just go there all the time and get these like amazing subs, not knowing that they're this famous place. There's a lot of like hidden gems like that near Atlantic City, and Vegas is different. Vegas has like the proven amazing restaurants where you pay $90 for a steak or something. But we don't have that like charming little grandma's basement type place that I know of. I don't know.
yeah, true. That's
There's
a
this
good
place
point.
called The Cellar or Hugo Cellar, and I think down Golden Nugget maybe. It's kind of similar. It's like in a cellar, obviously, in a basement. It's like kind of old school Italian in Vegas.
Fremont's good for stuff like that, for the weird places.
Yeah.
Like where we went out for your birthday, we were like there's a bar called like Corduroy or something. We went to just all these weird little like hole in the wall places that I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm from Jersey. I have like some ghetto in me where I'm like, Fremont, like this is where I belong, where you pay
I love
$2 for like 40-ounce tall drinks and like walk down the strip. But yeah, I miss that. And like I'm happy you have your vlogs because I'm getting to like live vicariously as someone who just like lives indoors every day of my life.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love doing it. It's great. I mean, and I'm really behind, so there's a lot more coming out, I promise.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Tell everyone where they can find you. Tiffany Gambla on YouTube and on Twitter and Instagram. Same.
Yep. Tiffany Gambla, same everywhere.
Awesome.
And hopefully your parents don't watch the Rake.
Yes. No, I think we'll be okay for right now, but we'll see. I'll let you know.
Cool. Thank you so much, and enjoy Borgata tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I wish. Well, you never know.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Be safe.